Hi, everyone. Matt Clark, research analyst for Money Markets here with your weekly marijuana market update. Now, today I want to talk about the recent jump in cannabis stocks at the beginning of the week and tell you whether or not that's going to last. Now, remember, if you do have a question about a cannabis stock or the broader market, email me at feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We'll flash that right down below there. If we use your question in an upcoming video, you're going to get some very cool Money and Markets gear for free. We've got hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all sorts of good stuff. Again, you submit a question, and this is for any of our videos that we have on YouTube, whether it's for me, for Charles, for Adam, any of us. If you submit a question and we use it in an upcoming video, we're going to send you some free Money and Markets gear. Also, make sure you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, get notified each and every time we post up a new video. We do content almost every day of the week, so make sure you are getting notified every time we release new content. And I encourage you to check out moneyandmarkets.com. On our website, you can search our proprietary stock power rating system and get the ratings of thousands of stocks. You'll see a breakdown of the fundamental and technical ratings that make up the overall stock rating for every stock. Just go to moneymarkets.com. In the top right-hand corner of the homepage, you're going to see a search bar. Just type in any ticker or company name, and then you'll be able to see the stock's rating, fundamental data, any analysis we publish, and it's all at your fingertips for free. And you can also build your own watch list, track stock performance, all that good stuff right there at moneyandmarkets.com. Now on today's update, cannabis investors had a very interesting start to the week. Actually, it kind of started a little bit at the end of last week, but really grabbed some headlines on Monday. As of Monday's close, cannabis stocks moved upward. Now, that's not a word that's been used to describe cannabis stock prices lately, but it did inevitably happen. And what I'm showing you here is some of the bigger movers in the space on Monday. Big players, Canopy Growth Corporation, which is CGC, and Aurora Cannabis, which is ACB, were the biggest movers. They were up 15.6% and 5.1% respectively. For CGC, it was the largest intraday jump since February of 2020. Other companies like Grow Generation Corporation, which is GRWG, moved 1.4% higher, and Tilray Brands, which is TLRY, that jumped 3% on the day. And it marks some of the biggest single-day gains for cannabis stocks in the last 52 weeks. Looking broadly, though, if you're looking at the broader market, the ETFMG Alternative Harvest ETF, which trades under the ticker MJ, it's an exchange-traded fund that tracks several big cannabis players, moved 2.6% higher on the day. So why did this all happen? Well, it's a good question. The big reason is that short sellers in the cannabis space have significantly wound down their bets since May of 21. According to S3 Partners, short interest in cannabis stocks was about $3.14 billion in May of 21. So huge bets taking against the cannabis market. But now that has dropped to only about $632 million as of right now. That's an 80% drop in the amount of money that's shorting the cannabis market right now. On the other side of the coin, speculators have started to dump more money into cannabis stocks, but it's all based on a headline. Last week, news was leaked that a bill to legalize cannabis on the federal level may be filed in the U.S. Senate sometime this week. The Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act, which is CAOA, is spurred from a draft released last year by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, and Senator Cory Booker, a Democrat from New Jersey. But details of the new bill have been held very close to the vest by its authors, so very little is actually known outside of the fact that it's supposedly going to remove cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act, put a federal tax on cannabis sales, and provide some kind of relief for people convicted of federal cannabis crimes. Now, according to Marijuana Market, there's some pushback on the bill being filed this week, but it would seem that it is definitely in the works. Basically, some insiders had said, no, we really don't have a timeline on when it's going to be released, whereas others were very definitive and said, yes, it's going to be. So that's up in the air. Even with Monday's push higher, however, cannabis stocks have a long way to go to get back into the positive category. The four biggest cannabis exchange-traded funds have had a rough year so far. AdvisorShares Pure Cannabis ETF, which is YOLO, and the Cannabis ETF, which is THCX, are both down more than 55% for the year. Of course, we talked about MJ. It's down 48% for the year. And the Cambria Cannabis ETF, which is TOKE or TOKE, is off 35% since the start of 2022. Canopy Growth, as I mentioned earlier, saw its biggest intraday jump since February of 2020. But despite the pop that CGC saw on Monday, even a brief uptick from the week before, the stock is still down 72.2% for the year. And that's a story for all cannabis stocks across the board. There's a long way to go for these cannabis stocks to reverse the current the current downtrend that it's seen over the last year. Now, the problem I see overall here is that this pop is very likely very temporary. Conventional wisdom suggests that the move to bring this bill to the floor is really nothing more than fulfilling a promise by Schumer to do so. He said he was going to do it. Now he's basically going to do it. It's not being done because he thinks he's got the votes to pass it. The CAOA, by Senate rule, needs 60 votes to pass the Senate, and Democrats only hold 50 seats, plus the one that the vice president holds in the event of a tiebreak. It'll be incumbent to pull Republican support for this bill in order for it to pass. But most Republicans are basically opposed to deschedule cannabis, especially if any part of that legalization includes any money that's going to help with social equity. So basically, not only are they opposed to cannabis legalization, but they also don't want any tax dollars from federal cannabis legalization to go to help with social justice reforms. Now, on top of that, there are actually some Democrats who have openly stated that they opposed the initial draft language that was released last year. But it's unknown if the new bill is actually going to be changed to ease into the concerns that those Democrats actually had. Schumer said they've worked with several bipartisan offices, advocacy groups, and cannabis stakeholders to move the bill in the right direction. However, I think this is a little bit more pie in the sky than it is actual reality. Senate Democrats have had their backs against the wall as they approach the August recess, because following the break, the midterm election cycle gets into full gear, and there's fear that Democrats could lose their slight majority in the chamber. And it means that if any bill is to pass to legalize cannabis, now's going to be the time to do it. But with a slim majority and the unknown nature of the bill's language, the prospects of the bill passing are slight at best. So all in all, I see this as a temporary jump as investors are trading on headlines rather than reality. It's temporarily good news for cannabis investors, but the rally is likely short-lived. We may see another couple days of it. If the bill is actually released during the week, where we may see some more jump. But then after that, it's going to come back down to reality, as it always has every time we've seen things like this happen when bills are announced, even when bills are passed, and then they ultimately come to nothing. Cannabis stocks then suffer the fate and fall as they have so far. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see here. Now, that's all for me this week. If you have a question about a cannabis stock or maybe even the broader market that you'd like Adam, Charles, or myself to answer in any of our upcoming videos, email us at feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We're going to put that email address right down here. If you email us, if we send us a question and we use it in any of our upcoming videos, we're going to send you some very cool Money and Markets gear. We've got hats, t-shirts, all sorts of good stuff. We're going to send that your way, all for being a part of our community. So don't forget about all the great content we have here on YouTube. We want to provide you the best investment insight information to help bolster profits in your portfolio in any market, whether it's bull, bear, or neutral. And we want to give that to you. It's all for free right here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. I give you even more insights, not just in the cannabis market, but in a lot of other stuff too. I'm a sports nut, so I tweet out some sports things from time to time. Love my soccer, or football as it is in Europe. So I will tweet that out as well. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @InvestWithMattC. That's InvestWithMattC on Twitter. Thanks to everyone who watches our videos each and every week. Adam, Charles, myself, our entire team. We do this because we want to bring you the best insights, not just into cannabis, but broader investing as well. Check out moneymarkets.com. Sign up for our free daily e-letter. In it, we give you 7 days worth of safe, sound, smart, simple, profitable investment information. You can also check out my new Stock Power Daily. Every day of the week, I give you one highly rated stock on our Stock Power rating system that you should look at for your portfolio. All that is at moneyandmarkets.com. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst for Money Markets, host of the Marijuana Market Update. Until next time, everyone, safe trading.